So Nick Maxwell about to join Brad Johnson for the coin toss. Fantastic crowd building up. Much anticipated match.
Nick, your call. Thousands the call. We're going to head.
So Jono wins the toss, kicks to the left of screen. Let's take a listen into the Collingwood captain Nick Maxwell with the troops.
There's two things we know our focus, boys. First one, pressure. Only way we win these games is with pressure. We have to fight as hard as each other. Everyone working. Second thing is play on. We want to keep playing on. We want to challenge them as hard as we want. That's the way we play. Get it down to our forward and give it a chance.
One thing that's obvious is that fast ball movement is what both of these teams need, given their forward structures. I mean, they don't have the facility to be able to just bomb it into the forward line, perhaps like a St Kilda do, or that Brisbane enjoyed 5 or 6 years ago. They need to be able to move it quickly through the midfield and give their medium forwards a chance to actually work in space.
Not likely to have the big pack mark that Gardner took at the end of last Sunday's game.
Only 5 days ago, saw a classic right here. Hopefully this comes close.
Harry O'Brien on Jason Ackermanis. O'Brien can play tall and small and plays all of those roles. He's got a small role on Ackermanis. Very dangerous player for the Bulldogs.
Last Friday night, Josh Fraser was outstanding. Goes against Hudson. Ford to draw some holding on.
Without the ball advantage, play on.
Advantage paid. Cross after the free kick awarded. Cooney was going to get it. Now Johnson's got it. He wants 50, nothing doing.
Yeah, no, surprised he didn't get that. That was after the mark.
Umpires tonight, Rosebery, McLaren, who made that call, said it was in the contest, and Ryan. So Brad Johnson, well groomed, everything in its place. Steps to the 50. Shaw stands the mark. This kick hanging out to the right of behind the opening score to the Dogs, who blitzed Hawthorn in the first half last week.
It's only a small thing, I guess, but it's important. Hudson went down and made sure his body was against Big Fraser, so if there was a goal on Shepherd, he was there to help shepherd it through.
So Maxwell to himself and Cross the second time getting his hands on the footy. Took a couple of very good contested marks last weekend, Cross. And then short again, harmed the target. Goldsack over the top of him. Cooney's toe poke clever, and then Acker put a foot on it, and then Welsh tries to barge through. Cleverly again a toe pack, and then Higgins did very well to Cross to Picken, and then Picken short ball cut off. A couple of famous Collingwood names there, Picken and Shaw, aren't they? Picken to Shaw. So here's Maxwell.
To the outer side, Lockyer. Just forward of left half back. Lockyer looks down towards half forward. Cloak in position A. Takes the mark.
That's a mark. Hold there, Dale. You're right on it, mate.
Good kick to his advantage.
Wait for the call.
Anthony up ahead on the move.
Move it on, Travis. Play on.
Strangely inaccurate last week. Cloak. Just the high ball. Not his best effort. O'Brien standing in front takes the mark. A little chip inside the 50. Thomas goes back, takes the mark.
Good York, O'Brien. He's good in both left and right. He got no problems at all on going onto his non-dominant left side, and he only needed that half a metre of space. That was a good morale booster, I think, for Cloak to get that first mark against the Morris matchup.
One thing that Western Bulldogs have been extremely good at recently is preventing their opposition from taking uncontested marks. They've been able to close teams down, and that's what oppositions think is important against Collingwood as well.
1-4 from set shots. Make that 2-4. What a start.
To win the game, everything has to work together. That's why the Toyota Orion has V6 power and outstanding fuel economy and exhilarating pace with impressive handling. The 200-kilowatt Toyota Orion. It's a whole new ballgame.
Kicked a couple last week. Good start tonight for the former number 2 draft pick. So Collingwood with the first goal. Hudson and Fraser. Fraser maybe just got his hands on it. Wellingham just missed O'Brien, who's very quick. Shrugs off Welsh for the moment, and then a careful little left footer that surely didn't go the journey. Goldsack, cross, terrific tackle on O'Brien.
That was a terrific tackle, but the other terrific thing that happened there was that Shane O'Brien controlled the ball. He didn't let it spill out of that contest, and you don't want it to spill out because ball control is so important in today's football.
Wellingham brought down by Hudson.
The ball, he did nothing. Absolutely nothing.
That could have been a bit of carryover from the last decision, I think, when O'Brien dragged it back in.
So Hudson going back to Eagleton.
Big call play on the bloke didn't have the footy.
Here's Lake to Hargrave.
Hargrave comes out wide towards the wing. Both these sides going extremely wide so far, avoiding the corridor. Let's call that the Nate Miles effect. Ball goes across the ground from Hargrave. Murphy towards half forward. Hudson missed it. Getting back Swan. Plenty of time. Wow. Needed 15, got 7.5. It bounced obligingly for Didak, who goes to Fraser. Fraser on the outer side. Kicks inside the forward 50. Pendlebury being held.
That was really slack play from Hargrave's end. Pendlebury was, Collingwood had zoned back, and he'd actually pushed in behind the Bulldogs' defence, and Hargraves was the closest defender to him, but rather than going back and getting goal side of him, he allowed him to stay behind him by that couple of metres, and Fraser was able to get the kick over the top, and he was always on the back foot from there.
Pendlebury 40 metres out, kicks the goal.
Nah, this is low. Gutsy dual-core computer with Windows Vista and 19-inch LCD for $849, 50 DVDs for $15, 19-inch LCD screen $189, and flexi rent from as little as $20 a week and get a free $200 petrol voucher. When we say low, we mean low prices at A&R.
Conversion of shots on goal is so crucial, and those two shots from Thomas and Pendlebury picked up in the same draft. Very important for Collingwood to get off to this start.
So Minson now in the ruck and decides to belt it forward. Well shot onto. Advantage. Boyd running for goal. Hooking it through. Great response.
That's the second time that the Bulldogs have come out of the centre and had a play on advantage. You see Welsh here getting held by the arm, and Boyd running onto the loose ball, and a lovely finish. Ackermans in front of Tuvey there.
Something about the big thump forward occasionally, isn't it? Just keeps the ball rolling.
It's been a goal kicker, Boyd, this year. He's up to a dozen. Big numbers for him.
He's a good player. Matthew Boyd coming up a career high 35 possessions last week against the Hawks. Just the start we needed. 5 points the difference. Both sides in pretty good touch. Minson punches at about 20 metres. Welsh has got it. Presta Giacomo right in his hip pocket. Brown ditto. Griffin takes him down.
One arm free.
Oh,
Make an attempt. You had that arm free. Must make an attempt.
Life's not kind to the journeyman. Griffin comes across the ground. Clever. Hargrave gave a contest. Now Davis is getting a free kick. Like to see that again. Umpire McLaren's been informed so far tonight, though.
Time off.
Yeah, I reckon that's fair enough. Although it's doubtful Davis would have got to the footy. Didak at the 50 close.
On the 50. On the 50.
Didak. Clever. Still going. Didak miscues. Bounces out of bounds in the pocket.
Was that Picken that went flying across? He's obviously very keen to prevent his opponent from having shots on goal, but Didak's so clever then to be able to get back on his left foot, but unable to kick it efficiently that shot on goal.
So there is Pickett again after Minson got it. Cooney. Murphy has to be quick with the hands. Gee, did well there, Murphy. Thomas was on him. Now Griffin arched the back. Did he dispose of it correctly? Obviously okay. Davis, terrific hands getting from Beams, and then a centering kick is a good one. It was dangerous had it not come off, but Tuvey held it.
Come through. Thanks, Chase.
So we mentioned before about young Picken. He's got the Didak matchup that this is the first time probably that Didak has actually... Probably the tackle didn't quite impede the Bulldogs player, which is why I think the umpire didn't call the incorrect disposal. I think it just fell out of his hands.
Hasn't kicked a goal this year, Tuvey. He has now. They're straight early, the Pies.
Lacornia mid-year clearance catalogue out now. It's massive.
Lacornia's most sensational no deposit into 3 offer ever. 51 months into 3 with no deposit. No money down and no interest for 51 whole months.
It's massive.
Lacornia.
Mum, when are you going to be home?
Hey, hon. Just wondering where you are.
No one can wait for KFC's Classic Dinners, a delicious original recipe chicken with everyone's favourite sides. KFC's Classic Dinners.
The two coaches, Alan Tuvey, got 3 goals on debut. This is game number 31, only his second since that flurry of goals to announce he was on the scene. Bounce favours Minson. Cross has been good. Gilby, Cooney, Harbrow, pushing up the middle. Hargrave kicks inside the forward 50. Push out. Hahn got his chin on the footy. Almost an involuntary action. Hill lost it. O'Brien didn't. Well done, Ben Johnson. Good to see him back. Fraser, O'Brien, Beams kicks inside the forward 50. Cloak going back. Hands to it. Couldn't hang on. Swan stumbling. Good tackle by Lake. Swan. And the ball is out of bounds.
That corridor movement by Collingwood all started by this one-on-one contest won by Harry O'Brien, and then a chain of handballs. Not what we've come to expect, but very effective.
So Minson again winning the tap, but Davis hooking back and hooking back brilliantly. They can't miss.
It'll be interesting to see where Davis come from. A lot of bodies around that boundary throw-in, but he was able to curl inside. I think he just read it off hands better. Got the movement through. Just he knows how to finish when he gets half chances.
I think Brad Dick came off, and I think a midfielder's gone into the centre square, and Davis has gone forward and to effect.
Things can change. Last week, 4 goals in 3 quarters conceded by the Dogs. Tonight, 4 goals in 11 minutes. 24 plays 7. Collingwood getting the flying start. So their form recently has been terrific. Gridlock. 2 hands locking around the football from opposite directions. O'Brien's kick smothered. Cross did well. Minson. Now Gilby inside the centre square. Missed Higgins. Maxwell, very good last week. Across to Lockyer.
So Lockyer wide. Lake took a chance. Anthony read it very well. Beams had to give it up. Free kick.
Beams, straight to him. Here, here.
What a great game he played last week, Beams. So Collingwood attacking the corridor this time. Maxwell's float at a half forward. Ackermanis and Thomas. And then Ward set Acker a bit of a task. Arched the back. Under pressure, Hill. A good handball under pressure. Griffin had to go both ways. Back to Hargrave. Johnson the target. Cross front spot. Johnson held on to Willingham for a moment. But he did well, Jono. Handball out. Thomas went to ground.
Oh, he's lucky. He would have either got a high tackle or be king for holding the ball for diving, I think.
Yeah, good effort there. He was lucky to get away with it.
Shaw. Strong tackle. Strong work by Shaw. Davis inside the forward 50 on the bounce cloak. Fraser 60 metres from goal. Hoisted high. Beams arriving. Not wide of him though. Ward. Clever. Johnson. Harbrow. At centre half back. Looking everywhere. Eventually kicks it down towards half forward. This will test Tuvey. Put to ground by Higgins. Higgins kicks towards the goal. It's bending. It's bouncing. Oh. Now if he tried to do that 10 times in a row, he could not. O'Brien's got the footy to himself, to the outer side. Lee Brown
takes the mark. Dick away. Spells danger and then floats one to half forward to Johnson. Good effort coming back by Cross. It's a free kick.
Ben Johnson's free kick.
This game's being played at a frenetic pace, but interesting.
Whoever made contact with him from front on. No. Ryan with your man and move away.
Well, there's no doubt that Ben Johnson was taken out of that contest. 7 clearances to 1 to the Bulldogs. The only clearances that Collingwood have won was the last one when Leon Davis snapped that goal, and yet they're dominating in general play.
Well, they haven't missed so far tonight. It won't come back. Oh, yes, it will. 5 out of 5.
Telephones keep calling out my name while people gamble their money all away. Men look for progress at the door. People protest as soldiers fight their wars. And the beat goes on. The beat goes on. And the beat goes on.
Beware the bending Johnson. He really got that one to move.
7 inside 50s for 5 goals. That's a pretty good return.
Margin 22 points then. Friday night football, Collingwood right on top. Fraser knocks it down. Didak toe pokes it towards half forward. Picken gave it to Ackermanis. Griffin. Ackermanis on the wing. A little chip. Hudson's got it. He'll play on, intent on drawing O'Brien. O'Brien won't come. Well done, O'Brien. Well done by Dick to get across and help as well. And they force the error. Well worked by Collingwood. Terrific discipline. The easy bit would have been O'Brien to go forward and meet the ball around the outer side. Johnson, and the mark is taken out there by Didak.
She worked hard there, Didak. It was a great kick by Johnson.
Collingwood simply running harder than the Bulldogs at the moment.
Pendlebury.
And their skills have been brilliant.
Fraser.
Will, back to meter. That's it now.
Gee, what a good weekend it was for #1 draft picks from the 1990s last weekend. Gardner and Fraser. Josh had one of his best games. He hasn't played very well just there, though. That's a huge turnover. Boyd to Griffin, running hard to Hahn. There's nothing inside of him. Can he go the distance? Gives it a hook. Bouncing ball and through for a behind. Well, Lee, we were here on Sunday and the team kicked 5 goals in a hurry, didn't they, against another team?
Early days yet.
Ryan, 1 metre play.
Wellingham, who turned 21 last Tuesday. Johnson, a bit beyond 21. Copped one for his quarter.
Jono, jump up. He did not hit you in the face. No, there.
It's not Sean Ryan's face. Johnson. I think he's groggy. Maybe trying to prove a point to the umpire. Kicks it to Wellingham, who stretches and takes the mark. Plays on immediately. Maxwell. He's growing in stature. Good appointment, as it turns out. Johnson out of the back pocket. Nothing much on. Johnson accelerates now. Looking to bypass the line. Medhurst working hard. Got to the fall of the footy. And now 50.
Pull of the jumper.
Well, what Collingwood have done especially well is roll back to support their defence and yet run so hard forward that they've always seemed to have loose targets coming out. Their skills have been very good. They're structured, pushing back to support their defence, as we've discussed, have been great. This will be their 8th inside 50 and they're having their 6th shot at goal.
Umpire telling Ackermanis the rule has been in for a couple of years. Terrific kick by Medhurst.
Eat a wide variety of fruit and vegetables every day? Who's got the time? Now, we all have. Heron's all-natural daily fruits and berries and daily vegetable supplements contain 12 varieties of each. Simply top up your intake. Simply Heron.
At SGIC, you can now choose the level of cover that's right for you and your budget. It's the unold way to buy car insurance. Visit us or call 133 233 and unworry.
6 goals, 6 different goal scorers. What a brilliant start here.
Every Collingwood player except Simon Prestigiacomo has had a touch.
It's not going to worry Presti, is it?
No. It's happened a few times before.
Swan to Didak. Said those two names a bit in recent weeks. To centre half forward. Murphy takes a bounce. Almost need to come up for air a bit here, the Bulldogs. And Murphy wide. He finds Johnson. Efficient kicking's been a big part of the Dogs, but they've missed some targets tonight. I think of Eagleton a moment ago. Johnson a moment ago going into the forward 50. Cooney to Harbrow.
In my view, it hasn't been so much the pressure on them at the source, but the fact that they just haven't been able to get clear targets forward of the ball.
So Williams, not much up ahead.
It's all control of the back 50. They can Collingwood have control of the back third, and that's where their attacks are starting.
Gee, well done, Shaw. He used his body firstly to stop the hill run up and then took a lovely mark. Here's Swan.
Swan across half back to Didak. Didak prods the kick close to the boundary line. Stretching O'Brien takes the mark. O'Brien to Dick. Prestigiacomo calling for the ball. Trying to change the angle of the kick, but he's not required. Pendlebury. This looks ominous for the Dogs. O'Brien, Pendlebury, goal sack. Fraser needs a finish. Wonderful footy. That's on the highlight reel for the season.
Now, Gerard has heard this show, but he's never seen it. He's never seen his dance partner, nor the dance floor he is about to step onto. This man faces a unique and daunting challenge. Welcome to Gerard's world.
The amazing man who moved Australia. What will he do this Sunday, 6:30 on 7's Dancing with the Stars?
He's pumped the big guy, isn't he?
What a phenomenal piece of play. The Pies are up, they're running. To be able to attack like that through the corridor against a side who's defended as well as the Bulldogs have in recent times, it's irresistible footy.
So Minson again belts a bit Shaw read at best. Wellingham in the box seat. No free kick this time. Fraser couldn't quite get down. Minson okay to Ward. Well, they need a goal. Harbrow running hard and then goes to half forward. Welch trying to get off his man. That's harder than to say it when it's Presti. Did okay. Maxwell, O'Brien in heavy traffic. Higgins, such a talent. Hooking back. Dangerous kick, but well done in the end. And taken by Harbrow. There are a lot of black and white jumpers in front of him when he looks up.
Harbrow just feeds it back. Hargrave goes across the ground. Now Lake takes off, sets it up, took something off the kick. Higgins from behind. Higgins from behind. Always his ball. And he came at it so aggressively. The smallest man in the pack.
Should be easy to get a fist to the high ball in two hands. And I guess Tuvey didn't quite read it. Maxwell didn't quite read it, but certainly Higgins,
which is a rare defensive
O'Brien
mistake.
didn't go, but he certainly full reach, full extension.
Shaun Higgins, the 11th man taken in the 2005 draft. Mark Murphy at number 1. Marcus Drum was taken at number 10. Higgins then, 35 metres out. Kick is on its way. A belated goal. Gee, they needed that one.
Are you internet dating?
She's chasing princes, but ending up with frogs.
I'm really after a redhead.
They say a good man is hard to find.
If you don't marry him, I will.
I heard that.
But the bad boy in Dad's shed
What are you doing here?
will blow her away. Seven's new fun-packed rafters, Tuesday.
Live Sunday at 1:30 from the MCG. Can Port restart their season? Melbourne versus Port Adelaide, live Sunday on 7.
Dennis mentioned taking 11 in the 05 draft. That 05 draft's provided a few goals in this first term. Thomas at 2 and Pendlebury at 5. Doggies, well, they need another one. They led 9 goals to nil here last Saturday night against the reigning premier. Griffin to Boyd, to Cross, to Picken, to Ackermanis. And Acker's little left foot at a Cooney. Had to go early. See, that's a good effort by Goldsack.
One thing he does have is exceptional pace. You need that as a defender these days. You're going to be playing on all sorts of players, and the resting midfielders have got pace, as Cooney does. But he was able to close that distance down then, Goldsack.
First time he's played 3 matches in a row this season, Goldsack, so his confidence will be up. He's been in and out. Acker, well done. Griffin from Cross. Now Griffin with a careful kick. Hills the target. Brown and O'Brien. Harbrow's come up. He's on the wrong side. And it showed.
Shaw. Thomas. Not all that convincing, but it works out okay. Pendlebury comes away, kicks towards the wing. Didat reaches over the top, kicking a bit stiff. Well, he's got the kick.
And this is an opportunity for the Bulldogs as a couple of Collingwood midfielders out of position. They've been able to buffer it.
Cross. Ackermanis running. Goes right down the gut. Hahn battles there with Maxwell. Higgins paddles it close to the boundary. Can't keep it in. Boundary throw in.
Doesn't the Collingwood defence look good when both Maxwell and Shaw are there and in form? And they sort of get that balance and seemingly the control around the Presties and the Harry O'Briens.
So Minson, well, he took it out of the air and then just misses. Collingwood quick. Ben Johnson, when you say that name, you think quick. Centre wing. Bouncing ball on the up leg. Ackermanis' handball, not good. Lockyer, well done though by Harbrow. And then Lockyer, Anthony just shrugged them off. Morris, Murphy. Murphy's kick to Min. Oh, no, didn't get there though. Swan wasn't able to cut it off in the end. And then Gilby gets it.
Breaks away to Gilby. Penetrating kick. Shaw going back. Gee, they're combining well back there. Thomas took the mark. Shaw, the guts to go back. Now Davis, right half back towards half forward, reaching over the top, knocked away by Morris. Boundary throw in down towards right half forward. Sizzling start by the Magpies. 42-16. Hudson under pressure. Boyd lost it. Davis couldn't find a way through. Ball slow to release. Medhurst prods it forward. Griffin did well. Gilby had it a long time. And Dick dragged him down.
Brad, that's it. Play on.
Pops it out wide. Cloak has to wait. And the umpire thought about that one. Good call.
Clearly hit his arm. Didn't hit the ball. Yep.
So Cloak, 55 to 60 out. Gives it all he's got to fall forward. Pendlebury, Morris belts it through. Gee, Griffin's pick up a moment ago and that little give was magnificent, I reckon, under that one there, under pressure. Dick quick onto him, wasn't he?
The value of a player like Brad Dick. I think every great team has that special pressure forward. I think Collingwood share the load pretty well, but Brad Dick's come in and it's raised even further.
So Harbrow with a couple of running bounces and then Hill on the end of a good kick by Harbrow. It's a great result coming out of a kick in, isn't it? to Hill, and that's a dangerous kick. Boyd did very well though, and then quickly on. That's terrific stuff to Hahn. This transition's been impressive, and then Hahn just goes down the line and hits Cooney lace out. So it really started from Harbrow, from full back.
Well, yes, he's got the ability just to kick the ball to himself, take off, and that got it through the Collingwood zone.
3-1 from set shots this year, Cooney. His numbers are pretty impressive this year. Had a slow start, but he's been prolific in the last few weeks.
We're at 20 seconds now, Adam.
Had 9 clearances last week against Hawthorn. It's a good kick by the Brownlow medalist. This has been a terrific 5 minutes for the Doggies.
I think one thing you're going to get with the Western Bulldogs is they're going to play 4 quarters of their football. Now, that was the last thing we heard Rodney Eade say to them at training. Now, let's go and play the way we play. That's exactly what we're going to get. They're a robust side. They're actually been able to buffer this little onslaught fairly well. To be able to kick the last couple will be really encouraging for them coming into quarter time. But still, it's a fair gap to get across at this stage.
Lovely kick. They edge back. Well, he's done it again. Intimidation by osmosis. That man scowling on the boundary line. His men have been wonderful so far, despite this flurry from the Dogs. Pendlebury, O'Brien, Swan. Beautiful kick. Medhurst. Strong hands. Man on the mark needs to come back a few as well, umpire.
I was watching forward of the ball then, and Paul Medhurst was on the move before the ball was in Swan's hands. You can just see him in the background. Just that ability to read the play in front and to get a couple of metres on his defender and Gilby was what gave him this opportunity.
Former Docker steps to the 50 and on the 50. Trying to work it back left to right. It's not coming. Big leap down there from Cloak, off hands behind.
Certainly the Bulldogs, I don't think, would like the Gilby-Medhurst matchup. That Gilbert is not so good on a player who's going to present himself as a target, which Medhurst is extremely good at.
So Harbrow again to himself, and now to Cooney.
Not only that, but they isolated them in the forward 50.
Yeah. Collingwood worked that well.
Move it on, Adam.
So that careful kick by Cooney to Williams. Well, he set Eagleton up a little bit there. He was on his wrong side, and Eagleton wide to Hahn. So the Dogs with the last couple of goals after Collingwood had the big burst in the middle of the quarter. Hahn's kick not good. Goldsack to cut it off, but that'll do it. Double the score in the opening term. Long way to go, though. Huge crowd in, terrific opening quarter, and Collingwood lead 7-2 to 3-4 on Friday Night Football.
Second term at the Dome. Collingwood lead by 22. The Western Bulldogs have had 24 more possessions. Quite remarkable. Hudson.
Up too early, Ben Hudson's free kick. You jumped up, didn't touch the ball, and then jumped straight back down.
So Hudson gets the free, feeds it back. Morris comes out very wide, but close to the boundary line. It bounces obligingly for Cross. Johnson in trouble. Intended for Cross. 10 possessions now for Cross. Across half back. Johnson to Tuvey. Tuvey towards half forward. Cloak. Oh, clever. Strong. Plays on. Vacant goal square. Well, he chips it a bit shorter. And Lake just steps in front of Anthony and takes the mark on his chest.
I think the way they've been setting up there, Anthony's trying to get Lake out of the road, which is not a bad idea because I think Lake's going to get him one-on-one most occasions.
Hargrave got it from Boyd, back to Lake. Lake a chip shy of the wing, bounces obligingly for Johnson, goes across the ground. Welsh up in front, timely fist, got it on the deck from Goldsack. Welsh hasn't got the football.
Go like, mate, never took possession. Right there, thanks, Toss. Right on it, Scott.
He'll kick from outside the 50.
The Western Bulldogs' ability to stay in this match is going to be a real concern for Collingwood, because you would have thought that the Pies could have played any better than they did that first 20 minutes.
Boyd thought about going to Cross, realised Cross is not their best kick. Ricochets from Thomas across to Gilby. Gilby is their best kick, and he puts it through.
To win the game, everything has to work together. That's why the Toyota Orion has V6 power and outstanding fuel economy and exhilarating pace with impressive handling. The 200 kilowatt Toyota Orion. It's a whole new ball game.
Playing more forward this year. He's kicked goals in 12 matches so far, Gilby. So they've turned a 33-point deficit. They've reeled it back to 16, the Dogs, with the last 3 goals here. So Hudson getting around the back of Fraser. Thomas, Beam, slow handball. Gilby picked it off. Gets the ball inside 50. It was awkward for Maxwell. O'Brien held up. Terrific tackle. And then Gilby almost gets a second crack. It was a lovely handball from Cooney. Acker can't quite get through. Well done, Tuvey. Cloak, it's a hot footy. Acker to finish. You betcha. Lee, I reckon you've seen that a few times. One step, bang.
Yeah, it only needs half a yard of space in that forward 50, but really what is happening now, the Bulldogs, they were playing well in the first part of the game, but Collingwood were just kicking a goal every time they went forward. All of a sudden, their clearance dominance, 13 clearances to 5 Bulldogs' way.
Just have a look. Jason Ackermanis takes 2 steps back just before Hill Pambus is there, and it works for him.
Not many guys can do that.
Just his ability to find space there. He was in that contest, just took that step back, gave Josh Hill the target, and him 2 steps to steady and kick that goal. Brilliant play.
Fraser knocks it down. Thomas comes away into the path of Ben Johnson. Back towards Thomas. Thomas creates some space. Hasn't got the carry for Lockyer, not quite. Hargrave plays tall. Lockyer battling against 3. Swan couldn't control it. Griffin on the ground did well. Back to Pickin. Taking a long time was Hargrave. Davis got him down. In goes Lockyer once more. Spills out. Sliding in after the football cross. Swan blanketed. Boyd emerges with it. Didak was going to hack it out of midair. Spotted a man forward. Oh, terrific. Fraser to Swan. Lockyer goes in. Kicks the goal. Didak, what quick thinking. Changed his mind.
Why does life have to be so fast? Why can't we just hang out? I mean, does it really matter if the kids don't get to bed on time? And why can't you spend the whole weekend in your PJs? Wouldn't it be great to slow it all down, put a bit of un in our lives and get on with the good stuff? We want to help you uncomplicate, unhassle and unworry.
And how unselfish was that, Dane Swan's little handball? For all intents and purposes, he was out. But that's the type of footy they're playing at the moment. And Den, you called it well. Alan Didak was going to hack that out of the air with his foot. Changed his mind at the last moment. It was a brilliant handball.
It's a fast and high IQ he's got, Didak, when it comes to footy, isn't it? Swan, Johnson and Ackermanis. So Johnson might take him on here. Acker has to hold him up. Does it effectively, and then Pendlebury's little toe poke. Good contest.
The handball in the ruck contest, the Bulldogs, Hudson and Minson doing much better than that Fraser, but Fraser's getting into space pretty well.
Front spot, Fraser just maybe, but then getting the clearance was Hudson. It's a hack forward job. Well done, Shaw, sitting on Johnson there. Tuvey got a bad bounce. Jono did very well, and then straightens the body and kicks to centre half forward. Big Will.
You talking about hit-outs, Lee. It's 15-2. And that was Josh Fraser's second hit-out there if they credited it. But that ruck dominance of the Bulldogs until now, I suppose, hasn't been turned into a dominance on the scoreboard. But they definitely are up and running through the midfield now.
Perfect.
So Johnson being able to straighten there and finding a target.
Dale, that's your limit, mate.
Hasn't missed a set shot this year, the big guy. It's been a good end to be kicking straight tonight. Well, have a look at that. Into the man on the mark. Do we give Presley a touch for that, Bucks?
Saved a goal.
Still here, mate, still here.
Yes, I think Will Minson thinks, did he run over the mark? I think he just misplaced quite possibly where the mark was.
Give him a run.
So Minson to get a second crack.
Hudson knocked it down. Pendlebury just handed it to Didak.
Doesn't matter. Here. Just here. Just here. No, just handed it to him. Just here. It's an illegal disposal.
I didn't just I was going to
clear it out, guys. It's not going to change. Clear it out.
End of debate.
You can argue that one till the cows come home.
That's right.
I reckon he just...
That's just fuzzy recall. That's all that is.
I'd be arguing it too, just quietly.
Now, Cross. This will test him. Steps inside the 50. Has he got the carry right on the line? Fraser got a hand to it. That was good. Fraser going back deep. Good Shepherd too. Turvey releasing Shaw. Goes short around the outer side. Anthony's away. Hand passes back to Shaw. He's got the appetite for it. Goes down a half forward. Cloak. He's been terrific. Clever mark. Once. Oh, I knew that was going to hurt. Eagleton came back. He wanted Brown. Brown wanted Eagleton.
By a player that hasn't been recognised for it in his time, that was a great play.
I don't know about that at 4 a.m. tomorrow morning. Hand pass comes across from Shaw. Maxwell in strife. Well done, Higgins. Took about 3 on. How did he get rid of the football? Play on's the call. In goes Johnson, dragged down. Boyd got quick hands away. Cooney 60 metres out. Terrific kick. Oh, wonderful defence. Goldsack got a hand in there. High on Cloak. And there'll be a free kick in the back pocket.
That was one hot footy again, wasn't it? Pendlebury, Johnson, good kick. Tuvey to run onto it. Acker doing a lot of this tonight, chasing hard. Tuvey's got him now though. She ran a long, long way. It's a good looking kick. Williams comes in hard. Lockyer held his ground. Anthony, Medhurst a chance. A really good chance. Yep, got it.
Once again, a courageous bit of play going back with a flight tuck, and Lockyer had his opponent covered, but a Bulldogs third man up, the Bulldogs player who was third man up came across and cleaned him up. I've seen Tarkin do that many times as a back pocket player, and he'll come back from that, and this was Eagleton's effort.
Probably consistency of umpiring at least. I mean, both of those would have normally been free kicks, but they've both been let go tonight.
Medhurst with a couple down.
And has the pace of Tuvey here. And the confidence that has grown within him in the last, I suppose, as this season's progressed, to be able to take a bounce in front of Akamanis and run away from him.
He runs forward much quicker than he runs back.
22 points. Swan, O'Brien, Fraser, Collingwood meeting the challenge. Davis.
Tuvey or Akamanis?
No, it's always, players always run quicker running forward than they do running back defensively. It's almost human nature.
Yeah.
So Leon Davis kicking at his second. Distance shouldn't be a problem. Heads right, looking to work it back. Gives it a ride. Hit the post halfway up. She was a good kick.
They've come back hard, Collingwood. It's end-to-end stuff.
Yeah, 9 goals halfway through the second quarter equates to a really big score if they can keep this goal-scoring momentum going.
Well, Lee, both these teams have been kicking big scores.
Yeah.
Collingwood have joined in late, but they've been keeping their opposition to very low scores, which is going to be a trick tonight to do that. Ward.
As we've mentioned, though, Collingwood 12 scoring shots from 17 entries. I mean, that's just an amazing conversion rate. They've been very good in attack, but the Bulldogs just haven't been effective in defence at all.
So Gilby put under the pump a bit by the handball from Minson. And Johnson and Shaw. That's an interesting duel. As Dennis said, Shaw with a great appetite. Here's Tarkin Lockyer. Morris going back and Williams coming across. Medhurst snapping for a goal. Didak, Shaw. Going forward, Cloak, well done to Thomas, and then Thomas held it up brilliantly to Beams, and Beams finishes for another wonderful goal.
Lacornia mid-year clearance catalogue out now. It's massive. Over 1,500 mattresses here now. Save $500 on latex pillow tops, only $9.99.
Plus 51 months interest-free with no deposit.
It's massive.
Lacornia.
Want a lunch that's big on the inside, not the outside? Try KFC's Melts. Delicious cayenne fillets with shredded cheese, sweet chili sauce, folded in a tortilla and lightly toasted. KFC Melts in your Cayenne Grill original recipe or hot and spicy.
Lovely running goal. The Prez, David Smorgan, must have thought his boys were back, but dare I say it, a stunned dog millionaire. Bounce in the centre. Minson goes after it. Ward, the pressure enormous from Collingwood. Higgins inside the forward 50. Leading back down there is Presty, and I wonder where it'll finish. Presty, predictable, but oh so good. Throw in the pocket.
Jump at it.
Fraser, Minson. Cross was the third man up. Boyd. Behind.
So that was wonderful play by Didak then. He could see that whoever was matching up on Boyd was going to get blocked around the stoppage, but he was able to react to that and be on to Boyd as he came clear.
So Didak again. Acker, well done, picked it off, handball quickly on, Griffin had to hold up, but under pressure, then Thomas fumbled, Griffin wins the ball back, can't get past Anthony, yes, Anthony is down there, well, that's where he started a long time ago. O'Brien, out wide, good kick, had to be accurate, so O'Brien looking for Beams, Hahn with him. Beams trapped it in, but did very well to get this result, I reckon.
Yeah, good drawn contest. He's got the height and bulk there, Hahn, but he was good enough, Beams, to keep his strength at the footy.
Fraser. Well, that worked out okay. Dick. The defensive side of the wing, a little chip. Cloak's been terrific in this situation. That time Morris got a fist on it. Wellingham arrived quickly. Ward will get the free.
Protect the man, go on the ball.
Ward from half back then to the middle. Eagleton can take it and go. Sweeping kick down towards half forward. O'Brien. Terrific. I tell you what these defenders are very adept at doing is getting their opponent out of the way with the body and taking the mark. Collingwood, very strong man-to-man. Maxwell, O'Brien.
Proves it can be done without the flat hands, Dennis.
That's right, just standing their ground and judging the flight of the footy. Outstanding stuff. Didak up from the back pocket, hard against the boundary line.
Great kick.
Fraser. Fraser, high ball just beyond the wing. Thomas stays down. Punch close to the boundary line. Higgins goes at it with Medhurst. Medhurst gets lost amongst a sea of Collingwood players and just interchanges. There's Josh Fraser improvising.
Hudson has just come off the interchange. Fraser took advantage of that. Murphy to Picken. Goes inboard to Cooney. Heavy traffic. Eagleton. Well done. Arch the back. Not a good handball. Hill has to really fetch it. O'Brien. Well done. But Picken onto it. High tackle. quickly to Hargrave, to Murphy at 55. Not going to be a goal. Well, they're back to where they were in that first quarter. They need the next one, don't they? Maxwell. Short to Johnson. Sweeping handball to Shaw.
Shaw, no. Straight under the chest of Hill. 9 minutes out from half-time. Another sellout crowd at the Dome. Harbrow. But just at the moment, the Dogs are labouring. Murphy, really sighted. Oof, slick one for Gilby, missed it. Lockyer, head down. Wellingham left the footy behind. Cooney, tackled by Lee Brown. Ball up, 55 metres from goal. Plenty of space at the other end. Backhanded down by Brown. Gilby went to ground. It's in there somewhere.
Thanks, guys. Straight up.
It's the second time tonight that a Murphy kick's just been too hot to handle for a doggy on the receiving end of it. It was Hudson in the opening term. O'Brien was wanting a free kick. Good tackle on Shaw, but Collingwood have worked it all right. Swan held up really well on the tackle. Cloak had to give it up in a hurry. O'Brien, they kept control of it for a while. Ward, well done. Higgins, that's terrific stuff. Split the pack open. Got it to Hargrave. Hargrave quickly on Hill and O'Brien. O'Brien, wonderful. What an athlete he is. A couple of good athletes together there. Now Acker, still with Acker, goes back to the left. Hooks back. Johnson set a task there. Wasn't a good kick. It was a poor kick, really, and Goldsack able to take a comfortable mark in the end. And then down the line. And Collingwood away. Pendlebury to Johnson.
Beams on the wing. Dick. Harbrow and Dick. Harbrow wins it. Mano a mano. Ackermanis is away. Runs beyond the wing. Wow. Acker. And I think you've got to say, with the exception of Lake, the spine now for the Western Bulldogs is their Achilles heel, if that makes sense. And I think they really have no confidence with their key forwards. And this is the knock against them whenever they play poorly. You wonder about that forward line. Swan, O'Brien, Pendlebury, O'Brien. Whoops, missed Johnson, found Murphy. Murphy, rebound opportunity. Here's a go. This is what they love. Well, Maxwell did brilliantly. Closed it down. Goldsack, in fact. Thanks, Nathan. Kick around the outer side. Hudson reaching back, couldn't find it. Cooney.
It was Maxwell-like.
To Ward, to Higgins running hard to fall forward. Welsh did pretty well, but he had no backup, and here's Maxwell. Welsh's tackle. O'Brien, Collingwood with numbers and a bit of time and space, and now they can attack again from the back half. Harry away. Loads it up, long and high. Sitting down was Lockie, who's a bit stiff. Gilby on the up. Didn't waste any time. Acker's done beautifully there. She did it well against O'Brien. Just trying to think back, Lee, were they both playing in the same team when you went to?
Yes, in '99 they were both wearing the Lions jumper. He's good in his body-to-body situation, the marking contests. As later in his career, he's played more deep forward, Acker, and that ability to be good body-to-body overhead. It's got him many goals in recent years.
Well, they need this, and he's kicked it beautifully to get his second for the turn.
We'll keep you warm, we'll keep you comfortable. Insulation's good.
Heaters.
Door seals and draft-proof things.
It's great, I love winter.
Weather Seal Tape, $3.42. 4-litre Nippon Paint, $55.90. Bathroom heater and light, $97.17. Silicon, $5.60 each. If you happen to find a cheaper price on a stocked item, we'll beat it by 10%.
Bunnings has got the lowest prices every day.
Bunnings Warehouse. Lowest prices are just the beginning.
How's that? Friday night football alive and well at Etihad Stadium. Another blockbuster. They're becoming commonplace. Hudson goes up, knocked in the opposite direction by Cross. He's claimed on the ground by Pendlebury.
Thanks, Daniel.
Fraser hand to it that time. Cross again. Straight up in the air. Wellingham, terrific. Down to Swan. Swan goes from long range and just misses.
The same situation again, wasn't it? The ball sort of was able to be hit forward out of the stoppages. The Bulldogs midfield can be getting left behind if the ball goes forward.
It's not Collingwood's not rolling the dice. I mean, they have to be forward.
Both sides are probably.
Right there, Sharon.
So a couple of good kicks out of the back half here. Higgins on the end of the last one from Cross. Hargrave.
You would think that makes clearances, the clearance numbers even more important, but the fact is that Collingwood are far more effective going forward than the Bulldogs have been.
Yep.
So just not sure where to go here, Hargrave. Now he goes towards Johnson and Griffin. It's probably Griffin's ball there. So Jono pinged. Johnson to Tuvey. Cloak couldn't quite. And Hargrave. Well done, Boyd. And then Hargrave did that very, very well, except it ran over the line.
One of the things that you tend to see, most teams try and get a defensive sweeper in place at most stoppages, so at least that attacking space for the opposition's at least covered a bit.
So Pendlebury did very, very well. And then Johnson's kick. Well, they were the quickest off the mark. Anthony decides to play on, interestingly, and gives Davis a very big task. But running on, Swan gets the goal.
Performance antiperspirant. Brute, still brutally male.
He's working hard, that man. Dane Swan has been terrific.
The clearance numbers were in Bulldogs' favours, but I think Collingwood are running the ball away from the congestion a fair bit better.
Swan had 5 possessions in the opening term. He's had 9 in this second quarter. And the Bulldogs again seem to be edging back into it, but they've been thwarted. Both ruckmen very conscious of each other now. Advantages paid.
Alan Dynack! Alan! Alan!
You've got to go back, Alan. You've got to go back and take it.
Alan Dynack.
Being held.
He's not going to say no.
Dynack goes back, takes it, gives it off to Wellingham. Down towards half forward and Swan. Swan is 10th possession of the term, and Wellingham decides to call the jam off, as they would say in the old roller game. He's stopped and he'll go back and have a kick.
How's the improvisation? How's the improvisation here? Just use the outside of his boot.
Oh, there.
It's a floater.
Hey,
He's the most unlikely superstar in the competition, but he is. Sharrod Wellingham, as I said, 21 during the week. And this would be nice. Breathing space. No, he misses to the right-hand side.
They're 10 individual goal kickers, Collingwood, so far.
Already?
That would have been 11. Medhurst, the dual goal scorer. Just feel like they can't concede any more here with the Bulldogs. They've got to stay at least where they are right now by half-time. Williams was a target. Thomas did pretty well. And then backed up with a good tackle on Cross. So Doggies have got to find a way home again here late in this term. Minson, Fraser work to the front. Pendlebury so good at the stoppages. Winning some clearances now, and then Harbrow unable to control it. Difficult footy. Medhurst lurking. Harbrow with the job on Dick. That's a fascinating matchup. Minson wins the tap. Harbrow quickly onto it. Tries for distance. Ackermanis will probably get a second crack. He does. And that's about as good a result as you could hope for with the pressure he was under. So boundary throw in right in front of our broadcast box. Maybe Fraser just. Acker well done. Boyd didn't go far. Lockyer. And again a boundary throw in.
Let's have a look and see what kind of protection both sides put defensively of this boundary throw in. The Bulldogs don't look like they've got anyone that's particularly playing defensive side.
Fraser laid it down. Swan, Lockyer, Wellingham, Swan. Oh, clever. How did he see through there? Well, the hand pass though missed after Lockyer gave it to the sack. The sack needed a sack. Goes back in there. He's got it now as he pushed in the back. Swan again. Knocking up, getting possessions. Medhurst. Oh, well done, Wellingham. Well, he was stiff. Harbrow in the opposite direction. Spears the pass into Ackermanis. Ackermanis off to Griffin. Into the path of Hahn. Coming across on the angle is Maxwell. Oh, brilliantly done. Knew there was help behind. Went back to Didak. Didak, a clever kick. Maxwell runs on and holds up. And he's earned a rest. That was terrific by the captain.
Good stuff. Back to O'Brien. Here he is, Bucks. Presty. Put it in the book.
Racking them up.
Straight down the centre, but taking off Williams. Well, didn't get to it in the end. Medhurst threw it.
Didn't need to throw it, did he? He had both hands clear.
So Morris wide. Lake. Done a good job, Lake. Cooney's short for him if he wants to. Williams. And Hargrave and Minson on if he wanted him. So back to Lake again. Not a great kick. And turned it over.
Shaw. Medhurst. Meters in the clear, Medhurst. Well, he took Boyd on, one of the few men to live to talk about it. He kicks inside the forward 50. Lake, Cooney, Higgins, Johnson. Comes very wide. Good kick too. Pickens got it. Bearing down to the Picken eyes only for the football. Saw number 25 for Collingwood cruising past. His dad's old number. He might have been tempted. Give it off. Ball bounces out of bounds down at right half forward. So if the scores stay as they are, and I venture to say they will, you go back to halftime last Saturday night, this is a turnaround of 113 points. Bulldogs on top last week. They trailed tonight. Half-time. Wonderful by Collingwood. Dazzling on Friday Night Football. 11-5-71. Western Bulldogs in trouble. 6-6. 42.
Stands out 23-6 in favour of the Bulldogs, but obviously the one that matters at the end of the day is the scoreboard, and the Pies are up by 5.
Friday Night Football, third term, Etihad Stadium, massive crowd, terrific game. Certainly Collingwood have been outstanding. Boyd, Cooney, Griffin, important ball carriers. Griffin inside the forward 50. Again O'Brien went back with courage. Hahn bounces one through. That's the start they wanted.
And that's something that the Bulldogs haven't been able to do that often, actually get that kick over the first line of defence. It actually forced Harry O'Brien to come off his man and in Ackermanis and affect this contest, but created a 2-on-1 crumbing situation front and centre, which Hahn took advantage of. Good goal.
It's basically the two up and one extra down.
Quite opening half for Hahn, but that's an important blow early. Back inside 4 goals. So Hudson worked to the front cleverly on Fraser that time. Swan so good in the first half yet again. Lockyer back to Maxwell. Well done by the skipper, and then Didak feeding cleverly off Lockyer, and then feeding it back to his mate Swan. Lockyer, Didak. Maybe a little victory for the Doggies in the end.
Yes, one of those tackles would late. There was actually 15 players in the first half that actually hadn't had a tackle. 6 for the Bulldogs, 9 for Collingwood. It's been one of those games where it's been more free-flowing, very little really chase down tackle happening.
Hudson's second effort was good. Johnson's handball. Hahn a little bit slow. Got the kick though. Acker was busy in the opening half. O'Brien did well.
Boundary throw in.
It's good to release a little bit of tension every now and then, isn't it?
I feel like doing it myself. It's out of bounds. It'll be done again. 71-48. He's feeling the tension too. His first win as a coach came when Sydney defeated Collingwood round 3 of 96. Helped on its way by Hahn. Down goes Acker. How did he pluck that? O'Brien reached in, came away with the footy. Kicks it just short of the wing. Over the top. Morris knocked it down. Brown, Davis. Around the other side, Lockyer. A good grab. Lake. Breaks away like Kudafides. Kicks it down towards right half forward. Hahn. Short one. Ackermanis comes to him. Min on in the middle. He chooses Cross. Cross wants to go over the top, doesn't like kicking it too much. Higgins doesn't mind. Hit the post.
Well, that handball is a good option. We've seen Daniel Cross, not the best converter on the Bulldogs side, but Higgins usually dead eye with those, but not able to get it on the boot properly.
Cross's problem is not that he doesn't kick it straight. He just can't kick it long, can he?
Yeah, he didn't make the distance from about 40 metres out once in the first quarter there.
So good start for the Doggies here. Pendlebury down the line. Good kick in the end, and Shaw took the mark.
The Bulldogs would be happy with this. They've been able to slow Collingwood down. We heard Nick Maxwell say they wanted to be fast, but they just haven't been able to do that the first couple of times they've had the ball in their hands this quarter.
Gee, that was an imposing mark by Cloak. Lockyer runs on. Gilby at the back. Davis in a beautiful position. He's such a brilliant finisher, and the ball bounces back.
It's time to get up and go this July as Toyota dealers are driving South Australia. Get up and go in the Corolla Ascent manual hatch with an efficient VVTi engine. It's the world's most popular small car, and it can be yours from $22,280 drive away, including a $500 SA Shorts holiday. See your local Toyota dealer during July and then get ready to go on your SA Shorts holiday. Oh, what a feeling! Toyota.
That was majestic. He speaks Sharon fluently. Wonderful snap. Leon Davis.
You don't want to give a play like that time and space inside 50.
Well, more particularly the footy. Correct. Fraser, whoops, Didak, hurriedly onto the boot. Dick was in front. Boyd did brilliantly. Came away, kicks inside the forward 50. Johnson. Matthew Boyd outstanding. Little one is on, goes to Griffin. And Griffin will line up from just inside the 50.
And he's clearly got the length, Griffin. And he's clearly got the length, just a matter of the accuracy for him.
He's probably one of the more natural run-ups in the set shot too. It doesn't look like he's got a set routine. He's just happy to run on an arc and kick as if he's on the run.
Does that now. Just outside the 50. Well, we do it every time, don't we? Off hands. Maxwell, little U-turn, played it brilliantly. They all went to him, and as a result, 3 teammates get the footy, share it between them. Fraser involved, Prestigiacomo and Johnson around the outer side. Davis outnumbered out there. Goes on to apply a tackle on Hargrave. Boyd came back to Lake. Uses Hargrave. Eagleton confronted by Brown. Hargrave runs on. Searching kick inside the forward 50. Welsh got a hand to it. Johnson did brilliantly. Johnson gets a hand pass across to support. And the kick goes in from Murphy. Low and straight.
Mum, when are you going to be home?
Hey, hon. Just wondering where you are.
No one can wait for KFC's classic dinners. A delicious original recipe chicken with everyone's favourite sides. KFC's classic dinners.
Look on your mid-year clearance catalogue out now. It's massive. All this: futon, 5-piece dining, coffee and lamp table, only $9.99. Save $3.90.
Plus 51 months into 3 with no deposit.
It's massive.
Look on you.
So we're back to the quarter-time margin. 22 points. Tuvey off the ground, just slightly wounded for a moment. So the Dogs with an enterprising start to the second half. Oh, Didak, Davis and Dick. Well done, Hudson. Put his body over the line. Hargrave sweeps it out wide. Boyd, Cloak chasing hard and forced the turnover. Was it out on the full?
Both teams now setting up the loose man defence. It's Ryan Hargrave for the Bulldogs, and Ben Johnson's just come on and is loose behind the ball for Collingwood. I think that's going to suit the Bulldogs more so, because Collingwood's defensive structures have been better than the Bulldogs.
Terrific handball by Beams, and then Fraser to Anthony, to Lee Brown, who quickly got it on. It was an awkward-looking kick, though. Davis did it so well. He's just too far out to score, so he pokes it around the corner and finds Brad Dick in the pocket.
Great awareness, isn't it, though? He wanted to come inside, but didn't really trust his left side, so he wanted to get back onto the right foot kick, but he found the target.
And it was a quick recognition and decision that I'm not looking at goal anymore. I'm looking for a target, and then he was able to find one.
And we know this boy can kick a goal too. 5 of them against Melbourne on the Queen's birthday Monday. In he comes, too skinny. Not him, the kick. Although
that ground level footy, when Dick and Davis and Didak were all running for it, you thought, well, this is dangerous for the Bulldogs, because they're all so slippery and creative at ground level.
Collingwood, the Bulldogs, Collingwood. Take it here, yep.
Collingwood free, back into the square.
Yep.
So the runner was in the 50.
Bulldogs runner
inside 50.
Rodney Eade will be unsettled by that.
Johnny Stevens played for the Swans.
On the lead down there, deep was Cloak. Off hands taken by Thomas. Wheels around, hangs a long time in the air. Brown went after it. Quick hands away. Gilby did well. Cooney, they combine. Lake to Harbrow. Outside the defensive 50, but it's 2-on-1. Problem now for the Dogs. Medhurst, ambitious kick. Not the spot for it. Griffin sensing the danger. Got across to cover. Comes out of defence. Higgins rolling him over the top. It's 3-on-2. Prestigiacomo to Goldsack. Goldsack towards the wing. Now Shaw can run at the interchange gates. Elects to kick. Swan, as if he had Velcro on his fingers. That should be 50. Minson instinctively reacting to the football. So Swan, who had 13 possessions in the second term, to go with his 5 in the opening term, is getting busy again.
You can't afford defensive lapses like that. That's the Akamanis one with Medhurst in the first quarter, and now Minson on Swan. You just can't give easy goals away or points.
Wasn't that easy, actually. Had to hit the post.
Swan then and Griffin in that kick before was really a goal-kicking action as opposed to just a normal, fluent running kick at action. They were both stilted actions because the goals got them. or the attempted goals change their action.
His conversion rate hasn't been great this year, Swan. He's done everything else brilliantly. He was 2 goals 5 from set shots coming into the night and 9-14 all up. 4 posters tonight, 2 for each team. Hahn down the line. Murphy has been pushed forward. Goldsack and Murphy. Goldsack did well. And then Didak to try and mop up, but that's a good smother coming from Hahn, who's got busy in this quarter. Well done, Willingham. On the up, Maxwell's handball good. Didak to touch almost like a rugby player, and then coming off Gilby for a boundary throw-in. So Collingwood sitting on a 4-goal lead. Doggies needing to put scoreboard pressure on them, but they're close enough. Gilby's kick, good mark. Maxwell. He had an awkward start to the season, Maxwell. A suspension or 2, or a couple of little things didn't go right, but his last few weeks have been terrific.
Aided by O'Brien, he plays on. Awkward kick, knocked forward by Swan, who gets it back from Fraser. Takes a ricochet off Cross. Minson, Boyd, Cooney. He's got it from Gilby, runs to the wing. Good chase. Did it affect the kick? Yes, it did. As a result, Maxwell to Goldsack. Quick rebound opportunity, kicks to midfield. Williams comes across. He's been quiet. Ward running down towards half forward. Good looking kick. And Johnson, I think it was always intended for him, got in behind Hill to take the mark.
This becomes an important kick, doesn't it?
He's done a really good job, he's sure. He's mainly been on the Johnson matchup when he's been in that part of the ground, and mostly he's been more than competitive in the air, but just a couple of times in this third quarter, Johnson's led him to the footy and marked strongly.
It certainly hasn't matched last Sunday's game, but if they get this goal, well, it doesn't matter, it's academic, he misses. Margin at 23 points, Brad Johnson.
So a couple of behinds at that end for Jono. He's had enough of the ball. He's certainly been busy. So Didak probably working to get it back, but O'Brien's got a better option. Brown, not a good handball though. Thomas did very well. Terrific effort by Ward. Well done to Brown. Wellingham, so quick. Swan half volley, brilliant. Goes inside. Goldsack stretching them and delivering with one of the goals of the season.
At SGIC, we're looking for ways to help you save. Now you can save up to 12.5% when you combine certain policies. It's the unold way. Visit us or call 133 233 and unworry.
Eat a wide variety of fruit and vegetables every day? Who's got the time? Now, we all have. Heron's all-natural daily fruits and berries and daily vegetable supplements contain 12 varieties of each. Simply top up your intake. Simply Heron.
First goal of the season. Game number 40, he's kicked 5 career goals. He made his debut against the Western Bulldogs, round 8, 2007. His first opponent was Mitch Hahn. Storming up the ground to get that goal. Hudson knocked it down to Brown. Thomas missed it. Ward comes away. Under pressure, touched off the boot. Didak put the head down. Dragged down by Griffin. Locked in there, and the umpire will ball it up. Alarm bell sounding now for the Dogs. It seems everything they throw at Collingwood, Collingwood give back with a little interest. Hargrave, long bomb. Going back down there was Maxwell. Got a fist on it. Swan's in front. Goldsack a fumble. Tuvi's got it. In trouble. Created some space. Over the top, Johnson. Maxwell read it brilliantly. Eyes only for the football. And when he took his eyes off the football, eyes only for Didak. And Didak is storming around the outer side. Can he keep going? Didak down towards the 50. He'll kick from 55. It's the kick of a tired man. But that's the mark of a guy with spring in his step as Davis himself, runs around. Oh no, the Dogs are gone. You can't beat that.
Alan Didak's on his haunches at the top of the 50 where he kicked the ball. You'd expect that after 7 bounces down the wing. What a great bit of play. And this was where it started. Nick Maxwell attacked the ball there. Now how Didak, a player like Didak, can get this free forward of the contest. And Leon Davis, that would have been right on the line. But once again, Alan Didak, a Collingwood player, getting free forward of the ball. Western Bulldogs poor manning up.
Nah, this is low. Gutsy dual-core computer with Windows Vista and 19-inch LCD for $849, 50 DVDs for $15, 19-inch LCD screen $189, and flexi rent from as little as $20 a week and get a free $200 petrol voucher. When we say low, we mean low prices at A&R.
They've kicked 3 of the best team goals imaginable tonight. I mean, Fraser in the opening term. Goldsack was a good one a moment ago, and that was just brilliant. Maxwell to Didak to Davis, bang. Pickens' kick went nowhere. Swan pushing forward, pushed out of it Anthony. Oh, even Lake has a fumble. And now Dick to the pocket, Davis again.
Leon Davis has kicked 3. Collingwood had 11 goal kickers. John Anthony in screen and Travis Cloke haven't worried the scorers at all with a goal or a point. And yet this man who has been in the midfield for some of the time and then gone forward and been so dangerous, he's lining up for his 4th.
This set shot might be a bit easy for him though.
He's kicked 23 goals this year. 19 of them have been after half-time. Make that 20 after half-time.
And through this quarter.
Telephones keep calling out my name while people gamble their money all away. Men look for progress at the door. People protest as soldiers fight their wars. And the beat goes on. The beat goes on. And the beat goes on.
Well, a career best 4 goals for that man in the twinkling of an eye, or is it the twinkling of a pie? 225 career goals for a man who's turned this game on his head. Nobody else has got to 225 without kicking 5. Speaks to consistency. Harbrow, Cooney goes down towards half forward, knocked away by Shaw. Oh, Shaw, hands in the back, perhaps. No. Dust that man for Prince. We've got a boundary throw in.
Been irresistible tonight, Collingwood. A couple of stars there. Griffin's kick didn't go far. Well done, O'Brien. Beams went back. He's looking for Wellingham. Hahn, good effort by O'Brien. Back to Griffin. Griffin quickly onto the boot. Johnson front spot. Shaw, Pendlebury, Lockyer, quick hands. O'Brien, such an important player. To centre wing, Anthony and Lake. It was a good contest. Morris on the up. Minson to Williams. Well, Davis missed the tackle. He hasn't missed much tonight. Certainly not in front of goal. Now Eagleton. Can he deliver? Well, Picken runs on. He's probably outside his range, though he gets a fair bit of it. It's going and going. It's a goal. That's a bonus. And boy, do they need it.
In a world where nothing is what it seems and nothing will ever be the same. One group searching for something. One man will lead one team on one mission. Now more than ever in a land that time forgot. In the name of true love, when the going gets tough, in the one place they never expected.
Can you please stop stirring that sugar into your coffee? It's disturbing my child!
Double Take starts Thursday week on 7.
97-62. Fraser wins it down. O'Brien so far tonight. They've had all the answers, Collingwood. Eagleton hurriedly. O'Brien, what a wonderful mark. How much better has this guy become in the last couple of seasons? Terrific mark. Whoops. Look out. Pendlebury, Gilby, and now Higgins. Higgins, not 15. A let-off for Collingwood and Pendlebury. O'Brien comes to Lockyer. Fraser. Now Thomas can take this one in full stride. Take off. Dropping back. Swan. He can turn around. Open goal beckons. Goes in and slams it through. All the answers.
My name is Bill. I breed alpacas, not llamas. There's a difference in the two, or I'd be a llama farmer. Alpacas grow wool, but money doesn't grow on trees, so you've got to be mad if you want to raise these. Shearing these buggers is not for the sheepish. The clippers alone are not exactly cheapish. My insurance bloke got me covered with the best, so the wife's getting him an alpaca vest. Whoever you are, Bill, whatever you do, alpaca breeder. We put the U in CGU.
One thing we heard the Bulldogs defensive unit talking about was how Collingwood's forwards are so dangerous and they needed to push up on them. We've seen a number of times tonight the Collingwood forwards lead back into space because the Bulldogs have pushed up. So that tactic of the Bulldogs to squeeze the Collingwood's forwards up the field is actually backfiring because they're finding space over the top, and that little movement by Dane Swan was a brilliant bit of play, enabled because there was no pressure on the ball carrier.
They're still kicking a goal every second forward 50 entry, so fantastic attacking percentages.
Well, Minson went very early. Fraser, Boyd, good stuff. O'Brien, and then Boyd's tackle was very good.
It's a throw. Hold the ball. That's the Boyd.
So Boyd short to Cooney. They need a massive second half out of blokes like Cooney now. Cross. Cute kick. Still not an easy one for Higgins, but Cross did well there. So committed to the shot now. He's kicked 1-2 tonight. It's been a little subdued tonight. He's been in magnificent form over the last month or two. It's a lovely kick.
In the 1940s, Lana Turner and Jane Russell made knits sexy, with body-hugging styles that showed off their curvaceous figures. In the 1950s, a bevy of movie stars took advantage of the knitting boom, with great colours and styles of yarn. Hollywood took the simple knit and made it a high-fashion item. Today's movie stars can buy selected knits at Rivers for just $18, but for 4 days only.
Scotty Welsh waiting to come back on. Common sight now in the AFL. 103-68. Minson. First hand to it. Ackermanis. Johnson. Cross into Mines. Time to kick. Goes down towards half forward. Shaw backed himself. Ghosting across in front of his rivals. Now Dick around the outer side towards half forward. Murphy favoured by the kick. Not the intention of Dick. Murphy. Hargrave. Minson is on. Needs to mark it. Minson. Half back. Close to the line. Welsh. Just on the ground. Little chip. Lake. At the interchange gates. Now this is where their problems start to kick in. And Lake prepared not to kick in the 50. Goes across the ground.
In trouble now.
They'll pay the price anyway. Swan again. Pendlebury. Didak is outnumbered. Needs to get this footy. Bounces obligingly for him. No one down the ground. Spots that. Comes back to Tuvey. Tuvey can go again. Another expansive hand pass. Back to Davis. Didak not 15.
Goes in board. Heard the umpire again. Now Johnson. That one's 15. Picken. Thomas cleverly off the ground. Rolling Cloak. Keeps it in. Still with Cloak. Comes back looking for Wellingham. Goes over the top of him. Well done, Acker. And then Hill robbed him and then hacked it forward. Maxwell. Shaw. He's got Davis and Fraser when he looks up. Goes short to Davis. 3 goals in this term. 4 for the night.
Collingwood's work rate's just been huge.
And that one just too wide.
Just their willingness to run forward of the ball carrier to give their teammate clean options has been fantastic. And they have shown that pace that you've discussed, Lee.
Yep. Morris. Hargrave. Goes for distance. The angled lead coming from Murphy did well. Kept his eye on the footy. 60 metres out. Sets it up towards the middle. Davis, though. Bad effort. Not from Davis. The kick. Although Davis's kick, not flash either, runs out of bounds in front of Medhurst.
That's what they've successfully done, though, most of the night, Collingwood. There's always an extra Collingwood jumper in Bulldogs attacking 50 when Bulldogs go forward.
Well, we talk a lot about the Bulldogs being brilliant kicks, don't we, and finding targets. But tonight, they've missed a few inside that 50. Medhurst, here's Murphy. Hargrave. Now, Welsh goes, and Hargrave's going to miss him again. Good kick. Well, this game's not over, but it's a big lead. And just think the last 2 games we've seen here this season, running on hard. Maxwell and Brown over the back.
That was great running by Maxwell.
The slight underdog won the Epic on Sunday, and the slight underdog looks like winning tonight. So an interesting season becomes a little more interesting in the last week, you'd reckon, with the Saints beating Geelong and maybe Collingwood beating the Bulldogs here tonight. Never gave it a chance. You feel like the gap between 1 and 4 has closed a bit in the last few weeks, don't you?
I think you're right. Murphy to the back pocket then. Lake hugs the boundary line. Hargrave. Different Bulldogs tonight. Last week doing much as they liked inside the corridor, just sweeping up and down the ground. Look where they are at the moment. And still they turn it over. Wellingham feeds it forward. Johnson was in trouble. Prestigiacomo ditto. Got a fist to it. Hargrave. Ackermanis drives it around the outer side. That's better. Didak comes back hard. Did the right thing. Didn't overcommit. Goal side of Cooney. You might remember last week Didak allowed Remus to get a goal simply by contesting that sort of ball. They learn quickly at Collingwood. Here's Boyd. He's done that a couple of times tonight. Kicked into Tuvey. Over the football cross. Didak kept it alive. Boyd is claimed from behind and taken down. And the umpire will ball it up just over a minute out from 3/4 time. Almost a wry smile there from Leon Davis. He's got reason to smile. He's owned this term.
With those 3 goals, all of them brilliant in different ways. Gilby held up.
Ball spin.
So Hudson won the tap. Boyd couldn't take it cleanly. Lockyer got hold of it. Murphy, now he needs to deliver here. Well, Eagleton may get a crack. Johnson to Ackermanis. Wide to Lake. An unlikely goal kicker.
Good call. He was unlikely.
Yep. Well, they were just looking for the right finisher, weren't they? They haven't been able to do that tonight. They've missed a few from in front. And Collingwood's going to take a very handy lead into three-quarter time.
Pendlebury held up. Dick 3-on-2. Johnson provides the third man. They're working in a confined area. That ball came quickly to Dick there from Beams. On the ground was Cooney. Gave it to Cross. Picked up by Tuvey. Scrambles it towards midfield. Brown's in front. Claimed from behind. Oh, what a take by Anthony. Stolen away though by Hudson. Hudson comes out wide to Ackermanis. The siren will beat the Dogs. Ball in flight. No chance of a shot at goal. Three-quarter time. Collingwood prevail. The term started early with the Bulldogs throwing everything at the Magpies, but at three-quarter time, the Pies have increased their lead at 16-7 to 10-9 on Friday Night Football. He's done it again, the Grey Fox. Last quarter. Can the Dogs claw their way back? Minson, Wellingham though. Straight up in the air by Lockyer. He's got a sense of humour. Comes down after hitting the roof. Knocked down by Cross, who goes again. Was taken high. No free kick. Convenient spot for the umpire, though. It's right on the pad.
Thanks, Daniel.
Cross started very well. Just drifted out of the game. 9 possessions in the opening term. Now has 18. Lockyer, Didak, Cooney. Well played, Cooney. Murphy on the burst. Hahn back to Murphy. Needs something freakish. Johnson goes off the ground. Dunaward's full forward. Pressed to Giacomo. Well, in the dark distant past, he may have had a Relly who did exactly that. Just played it in front of the striker. It's out of bounds.
Don't lock him. Give him free.
Dogs need a couple of quickies, don't they? They've done it a couple of times tonight. They did it in the second quarter when they got within a couple of kicks. Wellingham's been very good. Here's Shaw running hard to Pendlebury. O'Brien. Just such a great team effort. Every player you seem to name at Collingwood has done a good job tonight. Better than a good job. Harry gets around Hill. It's had a quiet one, Hill. And then O'Brien's kick. Lake's in the box seat. Back to Cross. Back to Lake. And Lake kicks to a contest. Welsh has had a very quiet night. Hill to Welsh. Inboard to Higgins. He's kicked 2. He's kicked 3. There's still a little chance.
Performance antiperspirant. Brute, still brutally male.
28 points the margin. 3 goals to that young man. Terrific bounce. Minson, first hand to it. Oh, on his back, Didak. He gave it across to Thomas, who kicks it wide, barely to 15. Cross, Harbrow, Johnson did pretty well to keep it going. Knew Murphy was ahead. Murphy kicks inside the forward 50. Hahn. Okay. This is a huge kick.
That's the kind of play we haven't seen much from the Bulldogs. The ability to take the mark. They've taken 10 inside 50 marks, but very few within this 20-25 metres of goal.
Haven't kicked consecutive goals since very early in the second term. Hahn then puts it through. Back-to-back goals for the Dogs. They give a yelp.
You're definitely going to heat your home up this winter if you come to Bunnings.
We've got everything you need, no matter what size place you've got.
Heating is a big thing at Bunnings.
2,000 watt fan heater, only $19.90. 12 rail close era, $9.94. 2,500 litre water tank, $599. Insulation bats, $51.50. 20 litre potting mix, $3.48.
We stand by our lowest prices.
Bunnings Warehouse.
Lowest prices aren't just the beginning.
Lee mentioned if they get the next goal, but 22 points. We've been there a couple of times tonight.
Yeah,
quarter time, third quarter, haven't we?
Well, it's 33 clearances to 23 to the Bulldogs, so they have controlled there. They just haven't been able to get as much penetration from it as the Pies.
So Cooney out of the centre for another one, Bucks. Not a good kick by Cooney, missed by Goldsack. Hahn getting busy in the second half, loads up to full forward. Welsh, well done, Presti. Murphy, brilliantly done, and just couldn't get enough. Well, the next goal tells a tale here.
As good as they are going forward, I mean, they just haven't been able to, as Lee said, stop Collingwood getting it into their 50 and being effective when they do that. That's going to be their challenge, to have a couple of stops.
Didak to centre-half back. Bounce is okay for Maxwell. Strong hand pass. Shaw. Didak. Fraser. O'Brien creating. Runs to the wing. Lake almost. Hargrave. Minson goes inside. Cooney. Lake almost the stumbles. Oh, that's a good kick. Just over Fraser. Hill has it. Hill. Thought about going forward. Now he goes back to the middle. Murphy. Good spell this for the Dogs. Goes across the ground. Stretching. Griffin overcommitted Thomas. Harbrow is through. Oh. Misses to the left-hand side.
It's amazing how Collingwood have looked so in control for so long, and yet the Bulldogs come with a flurry for 5 minutes, and you know, it's 20 points, but the game looks in the balance again, doesn't it? That's the modern game of footy.
And your one genuine ruckman's
looks in trouble.
Yep. Davis, dangerous kick here. Terrific effort by Shaw, but Johnson did well. Cooney was brilliant. The handball not so good. The pick-up from Hill was good. The tackle was okay. The smother was brilliant. It's all happening. Tuvey towards the line. Boundary throw in.
The sack. The sack.
Well, there's a little bit of everything, wasn't there?
That was terrific. So boundary throw in right on the 50. Still oodles of time. Minson knocks it down. Didak, another possession. Pickin didn't break stride, kept going. Kicks inside the forward 50. They come from all points of the compass. Maxwell gets a hand pass away. Follows up. Down goes Shaw as he legged. No, play goes on. Johnson. Griffin. Hurling himself at the football down there was Maxwell. He's annoyed with every right. That should have been a Collingwood free kick.
Well, the Doggies squeezing the Pies for about the first time tonight. Hahn hooking back. And through for a behind. Down to you, Tim.
Well, Josh Fraser's disappeared up the race for medical attention. His knee locked up. It's the same knee he had posterior injury to, so he hasn't reappeared just yet.
So Collingwood still with a handy lead, but suddenly the heat's been turned up in the kitchen. Shaw, good kick. Medhurst. Just need a steadying goal. Pendlebury and Cooney. Good contest. Lockyer onto it. A bounce. Looks up. It's normally a good kick. That's a lovely kick to Cloak. It's what they've done all night, isn't it?
And here's the efficiency.
Turned them around, yeah.
This is their first inside 50 for the quarter. We're 8 minutes in, and they've taken a mark inside 50, and they're going to have a shot at goal to stabilise the game. They've just been so efficient going inside 50. The Bulldogs have done well to hold them up for this first period in the last quarter, but they go forward and look how dangerous they are.
One of the ironies of the night, 11 goal kickers, Collingwood, no Cloak, no Anthony so far. And still no Cloak, no Anthony. That's a big miss.
I'll say. It was interesting. Nathan Thompson kicked 8 goals in the VFL last week. He played on Tom Williams. He spoke about it on radio. And I tell you what, the Bulldogs need to get a CD of that conversation. Williams had to get some body on Cloak there. They dodged a bullet. Good mark by Lake. This is his spot at the moment. He's taken about 3 right there. Comes up to the wing. Murphy on the lead. Looks down towards half forward. Needs to be precise. Anything but. Shaw's away.
Trading clangers.
I'll say. That's barely inside the fence.
Thought Murphy's feeling a whole lot better, isn't he?
Yes, they gain meterage.
Well, here is Tom Williams and Dick coming at him. This is danger, danger. Oh, big danger. Swan, left foot, misses. The lot. Well, suddenly, Collingwood not finishing as they have all night. Cooney. I think there's some nervous players out there at the moment, the way they're playing.
Tom Williams isn't playing with a lot of confidence, is he?
Cooney's kick, well, there you go. Lockyer cuts it off.
They defended that really well, though, Collingwood. There was just nowhere for the Bulldogs to go.
Left half forward, runs on Lockyer. Probing kick, Thomas edged out of it, waiting in front, Hargrave. How did he get rid of that? What a free, nothing doing. Lake kept his head, comes to Ward. Right half back to the middle. Cooney, Boyd, feeds it forward. Gilby tracks it, coming up to mid at Johnson. O'Brien comes at him. Well done, Maxwell. Controlled it to his own advantage. Quick thinking. His right hand was pinned behind him. He got boot to ball and gave it across to support O'Brien. Sent it wide. Kick comes towards half forward there from Brown. Terrific by Ward. Going back with a flutter, but so much happening. Ward to the middle. Backing back there is Boyd. Boyd plays on from his knees a little prematurely. Taken by Pendlebury. Pick and robbed him of the football. 52 metres out. Hits for home. The son of Billy. That hurts the Magpies.
Why does life have to be so fast? Why can't we just hang out? I mean, does it really matter if the kids don't get to bed on time? And why can't you spend the whole weekend in your PJs? Wouldn't it be great to slow it all down, put a bit of un in our lives and get on with the good stuff? We want to help you uncomplicate, unhassle and unworry.
Well, Picken with those 2 goals in the second half, both outside the 50. Closest they've been since the 4-minute mark of the second quarter. Still Josh Fraser down in the rooms. And the Dogs are in with a very big chance. Didn't think we'd be saying that. Boyd was fantastic. Cross to half forward. O'Brien and Murphy wrap one another up. Johnson goes to ground. That gets it back and then dishes it out. And then Murphy just misses.
It's going to be a pivotal duel down there, Johnson and Heath Shaw. I mean, Johnson has already, every time he touches the footy, the Bulldogs look like scoring, and Shaw's gone well the whole game to this point.
So Hill gets it after a poor kick in and then delivers towards Minson. Couldn't take the mark. Collingwood with all the numbers. O'Brien on the up. Johnson runs into a brick wall. O'Brien to Brown.
Brown taking a long time. Claim from ball. Gilbert now 50. Fraser is back. Hopefully for Collingwood he can play on.
Keep an eye on him, Scott.
His absence has really hurt them.
Hey? No, but he's about 10 metres inside the square, so I figure that means it's about 20 metres out.
freeze, wasn't it?
Yeah. I think he had one of those very cold Slurpees. 3/4 time. There goes the kick. Gilby puts it through. His second. Look at this.
Eat a wide variety of fruit and vegetables every day? Who's got the time? Now we all have. Heron's all-natural daily fruits and berries and daily vegetable supplements contain 12 varieties of each. Simply top up your intake. Simply Heron.
Lacornia mid-year clearance catalogue out now. It's massive.
Lacornia's most sensational no deposit into 3 offer ever. 51 months into 3 with no deposit. No money down and no interest for 51 whole months.
It's massive.
Lacornia.
And if you wanted to pull Lee Brown off for that, you couldn't really, because Josh Fraser, I don't think, is ready to go back.
No. Bulldogs playing with 7 forwards. They know they're getting it in there. Collingwood probably wanted to put one behind, but Rodney Eads not having any of that. He's chucked the 7th forward into their forward 50.
So Fraser waiting. Brown did well. Got the tap. O'Brien inside the 50. Medhurst worked underneath. Hargraves had a lot of the ball again tonight. Collingwood with all the numbers. Swan running hard. Did well. Cloak, Cross, Swan, Didak in good hands. Well done, Harbrow. Well done, O'Brien. Hooking it. Anthony and Lake. It's been a wonderful effort by Lake. He's BOG, you'd reckon. Out wide. To Acker.
Griffin.
You're doing a top 4, Bruce.
Oh, run down, Griffin. Beam's got him. Wellingham to Tuvey. That could be a turning point. Anthony, Wellingham slipped over. The 221s. Is it holding the ball? Yes. Umpire Rosebery. Only 20 metres away. Ackermanis. Hudson. He's at centre-half back. Johnson just inside the centre square. Davis couldn't get traction. Johnson comes out wide. Cross has got the ball. Hahn is moving. Untidy hand pass from Cross. Johnson held up by Didak. Comes back to Boyd. Runs beyond the wing. Probing kick. Hahn goes back with a flight of it. The big fist of press to Giacomo. Swan defiantly. Hand passes to Brown. Brown to the wing. Cloak's got it. Breaking hard is Medhurst. He goes in that direction. Medhurst works in front and backs off. Hands to it. Couldn't hang on. Knocked away by Hargrave. Medhurst to his back. Free kick. Don't kick it. Free kick will go to Hargrave.
Just the crowd's going off too. This is they're invested in it, both the Bulldogs and Collingwood supporters. We had a cracker on Sunday, and this is just as close and just as tense.
Gee, a couple of important one-on-ones won by the Doggies. Hargrave on Medhurst and Lake on Anthony a minute ago. Didak. Good tackle, Griffin. Didak poking forward. Cooney, and another good tackle by Didak. So Fraser to come back on. Third man up, Boyd. Cooney, little handball forward. Eagleton, brilliantly done by Johnson. To O'Brien, to Lockyer off one step. Cloak, Pickham keeps his eye on it. Couldn't quite find the footy. Didak. He just knew it was coming, Didak.
That's a wonderful couple of minutes by Didak. Forward to the wing, takes something off the kick. Mr. Reliable has it. Swan, 55 metres out. Swan sends it long. Lockyer and/or Anthony. Gee, it was a good kick. It was great defence too. Guess who? The man picking himself up rather ruefully. He's been terrific back there, Brian Lake. He looks very tired, with good reason. Hargrave's got the footy. The margin is 8 points to the pocket. Murphy. Harbrow. Gilby is running. He'll get it. No, he won't. Harbrow looks to the other side. This is interesting. I don't like the matchups out there. Decides to hand pass. Ward. Run down. Harbrow, hang your head. The kick comes across the face of goal. Well, Murphy gets him off the hook. Swan put it to a dangerous situation. Lake again on the burst. Griffin goes back, and this is Gilby.
Dangerous kick. Cross did very well to get rid of Midhurst. Cooney running hard. Midhurst, excellent second effort, and Beams to help him out.
Has the inclination of both teams still to attack and run and carry and take risks out of their defence. Harbrow, it didn't come off for, but Lake took that mark, or Murphy took that mark, and Lake the handball and carry. It's exciting stuff.
Higgins missed the target. Tuvey, Davis running hard.
Well read.
So Lake to Hargrave. Collingwood hasn't kicked a goal in the last term. We've played nearly 20 minutes. Almost, I feel like they're going to have to kick one to win now. Griffin. Now, the Dogs haven't got one for a little while. It's been hard going. Presty, that's a big win to Didak. That mind is working overtime. Well, he put Cloak in a dangerous spot. Griffin back to Higgins. And then Higgins off one step. Outnumbered Johnson, but good result for the Dogs in the end.
What about Didak? He's just such a clever player, always thinking.
Is that 30 again? Is that 5 weeks in a row?
He would have to be, yes. He would have to be one of the few players, I think, to come off the ground and put his head in an ice bucket. There goes the kick from Cooney. Floats inside the forward 50. Ackermanis. Still a live ball. Murphy got out of trouble. Getting in behind the defence. Hahn goes in, kicks the goal. Less than a goal in it.
This Sunday, want to solve 2 thrilling mysteries with New Bones and Castle?
What am I saying yes to?
When a brilliant scientist is murdered, are they facing a killer they can't outsmart? All New Bones at 8:30, then at 9:30. The life of her 2-year-old daughter.
They said no cops.
Is in the hands of a mystery writer.
Go, 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 go!
7's new partners in crime. Sunday.
Only once in Michael Moldhouse's coaching career has he given up a bigger lead at halftime and lost, and that was against Geelong in 2000. Acker out of the centre. Good effort from the front from Hahn, but no mark. Maxwell's away. A third running bounce. The captain looks up in front of him to Pendlebury. It's where Collingwood hurt the Bulldogs in the first half. Put Fraser under pressure. Davis back to Tuvey. Tuvey's kick wide. Harbrow missed it. Dick Harbrow. He's got to let him up. Thomas, brilliantly done by Cross. Free kick to the Dogs.
I reckon that Hahn-Maxwell matchup is nearly going to be indicative of where this match goes. Hahn's been brilliant in this last quarter, but there's still 6 minutes or 5.5 minutes to go, and I reckon that one will nearly decide it because Hahn's been very dangerous.
Eagleton sold Boyd into trouble. Oh, clever with the outside of the boot by Wellingham. Lockyer, Tuvey. Guess who? Lake. What a game he's played. Completely eclipsing John Anthony, a form player in the competition. Hargrave to the other side. Favours the Magpies 2-on-1. Oh! Davis didn't appear to have the football. Stolen away. Morris kicks down towards the 50. Hahn close to the boundary line. Well, I would like to see that again. We've got a boundary throw in. Davis.
Incidentally, both Hahn and Maxwell, the heartbeat and just the barometers of their respective teams.
Fraser, Ackermanis, Murphy in the pocket, brings it back to full forward. Pressure Giacomo did well not to give a free kick away. Wellingham, well, everything's nerve-wracking now. Wellingham's kick wide to Dick. Harbrow's got to be careful here. No free kick. And then Harbrow on the up. Well done, Thomas. Cooney back in board. Gilby, he's got a little bit of time. Goes across the ground. Good kick. Cross will want to get it on. No, now waits. And then Cross goes wide. Hahn's got it. Well, Bucks, you talked about this duel. They're tired legs, they're tired bodies. Collingwood's led for 113 of the 115 minutes in this match so far. Long, long bomb. It was touched on the line.
And while that kick was taking place, John Anthony's been interchanged, so I think just to try and stop Lake, who's just absolutely standing in the way of any Collingwood attack in this last phase of the game.
Well, if John had only dropped his hands at the last moment.
Didak to the wing, to a contest. Out of bounds. I think the Collingwood fans are seething. Thrown in, Hudson in front, knocks it down. Hill, Williams, Hargrave. Intended to be a spiral. Didak. What a quarter he's played, Didak.
He's become a wonderful player,
hasn't he?
They're actually on through the corridor then, and Hargrave, the pressure got to him, wanting to go long down the line.
Presti contending with the bright lights of Friday night. Goes back. Shaw directing traffic, goes wide. Lockyer, Picken right there with him, close to the boundary line. Maxwell, it's out of bounds. Could it be more even? A point the difference. 3 minutes to go, and right on the wing, a boundary throw in. Plenty of sets of eyes looking on.
It's the biggest crowd ever for a Bulldog game here by a long way. And number 6 on the all-time list behind Sunday, so 51,300. Pendlebury, Fraser, just couldn't get a handle on it. Pendlebury. So in this last quarter, Collingwood 2 behinds, Bulldogs 5 goals 5. But they need more than that to win.
and Lake's now just floating around as the spare in the Collingwood forward 50. That'll be interesting. He's held them up all night.
Thomas holds up Ackermanis.
That clock keeps ticking away. This could be the final score. You'd think that the Collingwood would need to score again, but they've been able to close this game down.
Mine again.
A lot of players. There's probably 24 players within about 10 metres of the footy, so once it get away from this particular congestion, there's space everywhere.
Let's see who can get the breakaway. Well, Maxwell gains some territory for another stoppage.
Saw Michael Malthouse moments ago. On his feet. Still on his feet. This side up by a point. They're getting tired. And the skill and the pace now of the Bulldogs playing a part. Lake was up very high. Tapped it down. Hans kick out of bounds on the full. Just over 2 minutes. The clock is stopped. Collingwood. O'Brien's got the right idea. He leads, but Didak ignores that. Goes for distance. Deep inside the forward 50. This defence has been powerful. Cooney got it from Boyd. Goes to Hill. Morris under the pump. Through the legs of Hahn. Picked up by Beams. Luck! He threw it on the boot. It was all about who had the luck. And standing there in front was Thomas. And he's taken the mark 25 metres out.
As soon as that handball went to the foot, that was when the pressure really came.
Good decision there by Beams just to get it back in. In a situation like this, you don't muck around with it.
Jason!
Particularly when your team had actually marked it.
Correct.
Thomas. I think from memory, did he get the first goal tonight? In he comes. 30 metres out. Kicks and kicks truly. Is it enough?
Now Collingwood play this last set of bounce with a minute and a bit to go. Will they just absolutely block their back up? I think Maxwell's wanting to do that. He's waiting for instructions from the bench.
Interesting, Minson's coming on. He may go the big thump here.
And Lake's gone forward.
Thomas' second goal, so Lake goes forward. Minson goes into the ruck off the bench.
If he goes the big thump, he's going to be going the big thump to an extra 2 or 3 Collingwood numbers.
Let's see what happens. Tried the big thump and missed it. Boyd's little give. Griffin got through. Gets a bit on it. Kicks it inside 50. Waiting Shaw. Did very well. Lock is quick.
Oh, he's always going to do that well. Bit cagey.
So running it over the line. Fraser. Swan. Gilby. Cross. Back in bowl to Boyd. And then Boyd doesn't really get it. Collingwood have got it. You would think the Hahn makes a contest. Thomas can't quite get through. Acker gets a hold of it. They get a hold of Acker.
Thanks, Jason.
So the Bulldogs lost by 2 points to Geelong 7 or 8 weeks ago, and now just a 7-point difference for them.
They need clean ball here. Minson provides it. High ball from Cooney. Almost to Murphy. Johnson to Griffin. He's through. Lines up. Kicks. And gets it. There's still time.
Wow.
Well, there's a lot of bodies in that part of the ground, but you only need a metre or two of space, and Griffin somehow found it. The quick kick really by Cooney just cleared the congestion. Good handball again by Johnson, who's really touched the ball there.
Great block by Murphy there to take O'Brien out of that space.
So what's the right play here, Bucks? Is it the thump?
What's the right play? Get it in there as quick as you can, Bruce. Well, they've won clearances. They're 44 to 27 up on clearances, and Rocket doesn't want to look. They're up against it.
So it's come down to this. Minson had an airy. Can't quite get it up. Hahn, Hargrave, Cross, Minson. Can someone take a mark? It's inside the 50. Collingwood's going to win it. Another great game of footy.
We've seen a couple this last 6 days. 1 versus 2, 3 versus 4. There's certainly neither between those pairings, and one would suspect right now there's not a hell of a lot between that top 4.
No, he probably didn't see it coming at three-quarter time, and then Collingwood looked to have it in control, didn't they?
Well, the numbers suggested that the game was even.
Yeah.
And I suppose the even numbers suggest that Bulldogs weren't going to be able to dominate a quarter the way they did, but they did. Collingwood were able to hold on, but I think you're right, Leo. I mean, on any given day, any one of the 4 sides can have 4 quarters of their best footy, could beat any one of the other 3.
Well, Daisy kicked the winner. Let's go down and join Tim.
Bruce just was talking about that last goal of yours. A lot of emotion in that performance tonight.
Yeah, I suppose we put in a decent performance. We didn't quite run it out the way we probably liked, but that's just a credit of how good the Dogs are going and the side that they've got this year.
Did you expect them to come as hard as they did late in the game?
Yeah, certainly. As I said, they're a fantastic side and playing fantastic footy. And we always knew we were going to have a fight on our hands, and we're lucky enough in the end just to hang on.
And you kicked the winner for the Magpies, just in the right place at the right time?
Yeah, just spat out to me, so you take those ones.
Of course you do. Hey, congratulations on the win tonight.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.
So David Smorgan, so close but so far. And as Buck said earlier, Geelong by 2 points over the Doggies in round 9, and Collingwood by 1 point in round 15.
Since round 6.
It's the 25th time, Josh tells us, that Collingwood have won a match in their long history by 1 point. They've played a lot of footy. I think it might be their 100th win against the Doggies all up. Swan was terrific again tonight. And Didak's last quarter.
He was good too, I thought. Brad Johnson, I thought that last quarter, he was just, his hands got on the ball so often when Bulldogs scored.
Let's go down and join Tim Watson.
Well, the winner of the Bob Rose Charlie Sutton medal tonight has been awarded to Dane Swan.
So Dane Swan.
Dane, congratulations.
Yeah, thanks very much, mate. It was, you know, we knew they kept coming, and they gave us a real fright at the end there. But thankfully we held them off.
Enormous amount of emotion. I just spoke to Dale Thomas before. Enormous amount of emotion at the final siren there.
Absolutely, it was a massive game for us, and we want to mix it with the best, and the Bulldogs are right up there with the best. And to the boys' credit, we held on and had probably our best win for the year.
The biggest scalp of the year, you'd say?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they're a very good side, and in the top three sides in the game, and we're very lucky to get a win tonight.
Well done again, Dane.
Cheers.
And the skipper of the winning side to be awarded the Rose Sutton Cup, Nick Maxwell. Nick? A great effort by the Magpies tonight. Just slowed down a little at the end. You'd always expect the Bulldogs to come, but probably the first quarter set up that win.
Yeah, it did, mate. Obviously, they're a very good team, and they've knocked us over, without the wood on us the last few times. So we were keen to come out here and show that, I suppose, that we want to be up there challenging. And I think tonight everyone saw that both teams are up there challenging. So it's a tough battle, and we're just very happy to get away with it in the end.
Did you think it slipped away?
Yes and no. I knew that we were going to give it one hell of a fight.
Congratulations again. Well done.
Thanks, Mark.
Good job, Tim. So Collingwood win their 7th match in a row for the first time since their premiership year under Lee Matthews in 1990.
See the fine line between agony and ecstasy for both of these teams tonight. The Bulldogs would be proud of their fight back. They definitely wouldn't be happy with their beginning of the game. 7 goals to 1 to Collingwood halfway through that first quarter. They were inspired, the Pies, and that really was what carried them to their win.
Well, they've had a couple of narrow losses early against Adelaide and Essendon and Collingwood, but they squared the ledger a bit with that. What a finish. Terrific game before magnificent crowd again tonight. I think the scoreboard tells it all. 110 to 111 on Friday Night Footy.